Today's topic is...
digital kit bashing.
For kit bashing, don't you need two different kits?
Ugh, Teikoku Diaries 3.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Waypan. I'm Cal.
And I'm Sunny. So first, what is digital kit bashing?
I'll do you one better. What is kit bashing?
Fair enough. Kit bashing, in its most simple sense, is the combination of different parts beyond the instructions to create something that is customized, which suits your vision.
The most simple form of kit bashing is the head swap. That's where you get a head from another model and put it on the model you're currently working on. A great example for this is the Executioner. Many people didn't like the head from this kit, so they used a different one.
Back in the day, one of the ways to get plastic lictors, before we had anything like that, was to get the Tyranid Warrior kit, the Venomthrope/Zoanthrope kit, and spare scything talons from either a Carnifex or a Hive Tyrant kit.
When you were making a Zoanthrope, you had leftover Venomthrope heads, so you would use those along with scything talons from either a Hive Tyrant or a Carnifex, and suddenly you have a plastic lictor.
There are much more complicated kit bashes out there than this, but this gives you an idea of how and why some people would kit bash.
So what is a digital kit bash?
Well, it's exactly the same, but instead of using physical kits or parts from different models, you would either use digital models or digital parts to kit bash your creation.
Okay, so how do you do it?
Well, this is where things get complicated. We're not going to cover how you do it, but we are going to give you some recommendations to find the necessary tools to be able to.
We recommend a channel called I Paint Small Things. They've got a number of beginner-friendly tutorials on how to digitally kit bash.
Alternatively, you can do what Cal did and just look up Blender tutorials for the exact thing you need done at the time, whether that's separating by loose parts, learning how to cut, and so on. There are very simple tutorials out there on how to do it.
But why would you want to do it?
The exact same reason you'd normally want to kit bash. You want to make something that is closer to your vision.
Kit bashing is great, and I love it as part of the hobby. We have an upcoming video on why I think it's no longer a core part of the hobby, but kit bashing has always had a certain amount of randomness and haphazardness, and that's a part of why I love it. You have to make do with what you have.
And that's why some people are very pedantic about the idea of anything digital being called kit bashing, because they think kit bashing has a very specific connection to that sort of chaotic, haphazard approach.
There's a certain fun in being limited by what you have or what you can get.
Whereas with digital, you can do anything. And I think that's the great thing about digital. You can do anything. So if you have a very specific vision for what you want your models to look like, you can do it.
So for me, I wanted to make this samurai who's calling the lightning. I wanted to make it as if he's using these magical poses in order to call his magic. And for this very simple task, it took a lot more effort than I expected.
The moving of this solid piece of hair to make it look flowing was quite difficult. Trying to get the samurai leader on a horse? Oh, that was a task and a half. And there certainly wasn't a members-only stream where a mic cord got pulled.
Stop it.
Where the legs got deformed.
Stop it, drop it.
Or there were...
Please.
Okay, but there were other things that were much more simple, like adding these crows to the banner.
Which would have been quite difficult in real life. Drilling holes, making sure that everything's in place, and making sure that things don't fall down.
But with this, it's part of the model, it's part of the print.
So like with all things, digital kit bashing isn't a solution. It's a trade-off.
There's no such thing as solutions, only trade-offs.
But here's the great part that people don't talk about. You don't have to limit yourself to physical or digital.
You can use both.
That's why I love Anvil Industries.
Because they use mesh mixing?
Yes, because they use mesh mixing.
What is mesh mixing?
It's basically a simplified way of saying that they organize their models by loose parts, which means that when you get these files, you can select the parts and add or remove different ones, making it a lot easier to work with digitally.
So essentially, it's the digital version of putting the ammo pouches on the sprue rather than on the model.
Exactly. But for that Call the Lightning guy, what I wanted to do was attach wires to his hands, showing that he's physically calling the lightning.
So in other words, digital kit bashing is just another tool in your toolbox.
Yep, you don't have to use it, but it is there. And as creative types, I think we should always be expanding.
But there's always going to be limitations. We should always be on the lookout for new things that we can do with our hobby, new ways of making our visions into reality.
But Sunny, there is one thing that they have to do.
Oh, what's that?
Keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye.
So, Cal, why is this a Teikoku Diaries video?
Well, obviously because we're making Teikoku Diaries models.
Okay, but couldn't this have just been a regular episode?
Well, actually, we wanted to keep this for a lot later on. However, unfortunately, we've received a lot of bad news in real life.
Not helping with your case here, Cal.
Well, it's our belief that when you get bad news, you've got to look for the good news. You have to keep your head up.
Once again, what does this have to do with Teikoku?
Well, since we started this channel, we haven't been able to do as much stuff for ourselves, and Teikoku has been no different. It's been as much a way to make content as it has been a way to make something for ourselves. But secretly, it was something more.
At the end of our Teikoku project, what we're doing is, like with all Stillmanias, we are naming every single one of the characters.
And those characters are named after people.
Which people, Cal? Who are they named after?
They're named after our members. And for certain members who mean something special, for certain people who have been supporting us the whole way through, we are making something special for them.
Such as?
This character is made after our very second supporter.
And why not our first supporter?
Because our first supporter knew us personally. This was the first person to support us who had no idea who we were in real life. And that's Shock. And Shock, well, I figured somebody calling the lightning, this would be a good physical representation of Shock.
But every single person in this troop is going to be named after somebody who has supported us.
And I thought that was something good, something nice, a bit of good news, something to share with people that might make them smile. Hopefully.
You know what this is going to do though, don't you?
What's it gonna do?
It's going to make it so that we have way more than 150 members.
Well, so be it. There can be support staff, there can be any number of things.
This project's never going to end, is it?
Well, I mean, obviously they're going to have lost soldiers, so I mean, there can be graveyards?
You don't really get the appeal, do you, Cal? I mean, who wants to be in a graveyard?
Well, judging by the sense of humor on the internet, most people.
Oi!
I'm jealous.
People go, I don't understand why. And I go, you don't?
I liked it.